stop wasting money on collagen powders that your body can't even use properly. There's an ancient food that's been sitting in your kitchen this whole time, and it rebuilds muscle tissue faster than any supplement on the market. What big supplement companies don't want you to know could change everything about how you age. I'm going to share something with you today that completely changed how I understand muscle loss and aging. For years we've been told that losing muscle as we get older is just normal. That sarcopenia, this fancy word for muscle wasting, is something we just have to accept. But what if I told you that our grandparents and great-grandparents had access to something so powerful, so effective at building and maintaining muscle, that modern science is only now catching up to understand why it works so well? And the crazy part is, we threw this food away. We literally stopped eating the most nutritious parts and started buying expensive substitutes instead. Let me paint a picture for you. Right now, as you're watching this, millions of people over the age of 50 are experiencing something called sarcopenia. This isn't just about looking less toned or feeling a bit weaker. This is about losing your independence. This is about not being able to open a jar, struggling to get up from a chair, or worse, falling and breaking a hip because your muscles can't support you anymore. Here's what happens inside your body. Starting around age 30, you begin losing muscle mass. At first it's slow, maybe 3 to 5% per decade. You don't even notice it. But after 50, this process speeds up. Some people lose up to 10% of their muscle mass every single decade. By the time you're 70 or 80, you could have lost 30 to 40% of the muscle you had in your prime. Now, the supplement industry saw this problem and said, we've got the solution. Buy our collagen peptides, our protein powders, our amino acid blends. And people did. They spent billions of dollars every single year on these products. But here's the thing that nobody's talking about. Your body doesn't just absorb collagen and magically turn it into muscle. It doesn't work that way. When you drink collagen powder, your digestive system breaks it down into individual amino acids. Then your body has to reassemble those amino acids into whatever it needs. And there's no guarantee it's going to make collagen or muscle from that. Plus, most of these supplements are missing something crucial. They're missing the complete nutritional package that your body actually needs to build tissue. They're isolated compounds. They're fragments. It's like trying to build a house, but only having bricks without any cement, wood, or foundation. So what did people do before supplements? How did our ancestors maintain their strength well into old age? How did farmers work their land into their 70s and 80s without protein shakes and collagen pills? The forgotten wisdom of bone broth. The answer is bone broth. And I know what you're thinking. That's it? That's the big secret? But stay with me here, because what I'm about to explain will show you why this simple food is more powerful than anything you can buy in a supplement store. Our ancestors didn't waste any part of the animal. When they prepared meat, they kept the bones, they kept the joints, they kept the connective tissue, the cartilage, the marrow. They would simmer these parts in water for hours, sometimes for an entire day, and create this rich golden liquid that sustained families through harsh winters and built strong bodies that could handle physical labor. This wasn't just soup. This was medicine. This was a concentrated source of everything your body needs to build and repair tissue. Let me break down what's actually in real bone broth, made the traditional way. First, you have collagen, but not just any collagen. This is collagen in its most bioavailable form, already partially broken down by the long cooking process into gelatin. Your body can actually use this. When that bone broth cools down and you see it turn into jelly, that's gelatin. That's pure, usable building material for your muscles, your joints, your skin, your gut lining. But it doesn't stop there. Inside those bones is marrow, which is packed with healthy fats, vitamins, and minerals. You've got vitamin A, vitamin K2, zinc, iron, boron, manganese, selenium. These aren't just random nutrients. These are the cofactors that your body needs to actually build tissue. Without them, you can consume all the protein in the world, and your body still won't be able to use it effectively. Then you have the amino acids. Bone broth contains glycine, proline, and glutamine in high amounts. Glycine is something special. Most people are deficient in glycine because we eat muscle meat but throw away the connective tissue where glycine is found. Glycine helps your body make its own collagen. It supports detoxification. It improves sleep quality. It protects your gut lining. Proline works alongside glycine to form collagen structures. Glutamine is the primary fuel for your intestinal cells and helps repair a damaged gut. Here's something most people don't know. Your gut health directly affects your muscle health. If your gut is damaged and inflamed, you're not absorbing nutrients properly. You could be eating plenty of protein, but if your gut can't extract and deliver those amino acids to your muscles, you're still going to waste away. Bone broth heals the gut lining, which then allows you to actually absorb and use the nutrients from all your other food. There's also something in bone broth called glycosaminoglycans. These are compounds found in cartilage and connective tissue. They include chondroitin sulfate and glucosamine, which you've probably seen sold as expensive joint supplements. In bone broth, you get these naturally, along with everything else, in a form your body recognizes and can use immediately. And let's talk about minerals for a moment. The long simmering process, especially if you add a little bit of acid like vinegar or lemon juice, pulls minerals directly out of the bones. You get calcium, magnesium, and phosphorus in perfect ratios. These aren't isolated minerals in pill form that might not absorb well. These are minerals embedded in a matrix of other nutrients that help them get into your cells. Barbara O'Neill, a health educator who has spent decades teaching people how to restore their health naturally, talks about bone broth as one of the most underrated healing foods we have. She explains that modern diets have stripped away the most nutritious parts of food in favor of convenience. We eat boneless, skinless chicken breasts and throw away the bones and skin where the real nutrition lives. We buy ground beef and never see the bones, joints, or organ meats that used to be prized by every culture around the world. The result? We're overfed, but undernourished. We're consuming plenty of calories but starving at the cellular level because we're missing the building blocks our bodies need to repair and regenerate. How bone broth reverses sarcopenia. Now let's get specific about how bone broth actually rebuilds muscle and stops sarcopenia in its tracks. Sarcopenia happens for several reasons. Yes, aging plays a role, but it's not just about getting older. It's about inflammation, poor nutrition, gut dysfunction, and hormonal changes. Bone broth addresses all of these factors at once. First, the high glycine content reduces inflammation throughout your entire body. Chronic inflammation is one of the main drivers of muscle loss. When your body is inflamed, it breaks down muscle tissue to access amino acids for immune function and repair. This is why people with chronic inflammatory conditions lose muscle rapidly. Glycine calms this inflammatory response, signaling to your body that it's safe to build rather than break down. Second, the complete amino acid profile gives your body everything it needs to synthesize new muscle proteins. Remember, muscle isn't just made from the protein you eat today. Your body is constantly breaking down and rebuilding muscle tissue. This process is called protein turnover. If you don't have all the amino acids available, your body can't complete this rebuilding process, and you end up with a net loss of muscle over time. Bone broth provides the full spectrum of amino acids, including the ones most people are deficient in because they're only found in the parts of the animal we don't eat anymore. This allows protein turnover to happen efficiently, maintaining and even building muscle mass. Third, bone broth supports hormone production. Many of the vitamins and minerals in bone broth are precursors for hormones like testosterone and growth hormone, both of which are essential for maintaining muscle mass. As we age, these hormones naturally decline, but poor nutrition accelerates this decline. Providing your body with the raw materials it needs helps keep hormone production more stable. Fourth, the gut healing properties cannot be overstated. Your gut is where you absorb amino acids, vitamins, and minerals. If your gut lining is damaged, which it is for most people due to stress, processed foods, medications, and environmental toxins, you're not getting the nutrition from your food. Bone broth repairs the gut lining within weeks. People often notice that they start feeling stronger and more energized, not just from the broth itself, but because they're suddenly absorbing nutrients from all their other food better. There's also the hydration factor. Bone broth is incredibly hydrating because of the minerals and gelatin. Proper hydration at the cellular level is necessary for muscle function and protein synthesis. Many older people are chronically dehydrated, which contributes to weakness and muscle loss. Drinking bone broth regularly helps maintain hydration in a way that water alone cannot. And here's something really interesting. Studies have shown that gelatin consumption before bed improves sleep quality. Deep sleep is when your body does most of its repair and muscle building. Growth hormone is released during deep sleep stages. If you're not sleeping well, you're not recovering, you're not building muscle. Having a cup of warm bone broth in the evening can improve your sleep, which then improves everything else. People who start drinking bone broth regularly often report that they feel stronger within just a few weeks. They notice that their joints hurt less. They have more energy. They recover faster from exercise. Their skin looks better. Their digestion improves. All of these things are connected. You're not just addressing one symptom. You're providing your body with foundational nutrition that allows it to heal and rebuild across multiple systems at once. How to make and use bone broth for maximum results. So, how do you actually make bone broth? And how much do you need to consume to see results? Making bone broth is simple, but there are some key steps to get the most out of it. You want to use bones from healthy animals if possible. Grass-fed beef bones, pasture-raised chicken bones, wild-caught fish bones. The quality of the animal matters because bones store both nutrients and toxins. If the animal was raised in poor conditions and fed poorly, those bones won't be as nutritious. You can get bones from a butcher, often for very cheap or even free. Beef marrow bones, knuckle bones, and oxtail are excellent. For chicken, use a whole chicken or just the carcass after you've eaten the meat. Feet are especially good because they're rich in collagen. Place the bones in a large pot or slow cooker. Add enough water to cover them completely. Add a tablespoon or two of apple cider vinegar or lemon juice. This acid helps pull the minerals out of the bones. You can also add vegetables like onions, carrots, and celery for flavor, but the bones are the star here. For chicken bones, simmer for 12 to 24 hours. For beef bones, go longer, 24 to 48 hours. The longer you simmer, the more nutrients you extract. You'll know it's done when the bones are soft and crumble when you press them. Strain the broth and let it cool. You'll see a layer of fat on top, which you can keep or remove depending on your preference. That fat contains fat-soluble vitamins, so there's nutrition there too. The broth should gel when cold. If it doesn't fully gel, it's still nutritious, but next time try using more bones or adding chicken feet for extra gelatin. Now, how much should you drink? For maintenance and general health, 1 cup per day is excellent. For actively rebuilding muscle and reversing sarcopenia, aim for 2 to 3 cups per day. You can drink it plain, seasoned with a little salt. You can use it as a base for soups and stews. You can cook your rice or grains in it instead of water. Some people do a bone broth fast, where they consume only bone broth for a few days. This can be a powerful reset for your gut and can accelerate healing, but it's not necessary for most people. Consistent daily consumption is what brings long-term results. You should start noticing changes within 2 to 4 weeks. Better digestion, less joint pain, improved sleep, more stable energy. Muscle rebuilding takes longer, usually a few months of consistent consumption combined with some form of resistance exercise. You don't need to lift heavy weights. Body weight exercises, resistance bands, or even just daily walking with light weights can signal to your body that it needs to maintain and build muscle. The combination is key. Bone broth provides the raw materials, and movement provides the signal to use those materials to build muscle. Without movement, your body has no reason to build muscle. Without proper nutrition, your body can't build muscle even if you're moving. You need both. One more thing, bone broth is incredibly affordable. A batch can cost just a few dollars and give you enough broth for a week or more. Compare that to collagen supplements, which can cost $30 to $60 for a month's supply and don't provide nearly the same comprehensive nutrition. You're getting more benefit for less money, plus you're reducing waste by using parts of the animal that would otherwise be thrown away. Here's the moment of truth. You have a choice right now. You can keep buying supplements that give you isolated nutrients, informs your body struggles to use, or you can return to a way of eating that humans have relied on for thousands of years. A way that actually works because it aligns with how your body was designed to function. This isn't about going backward. This is about recognizing that we lost something valuable in our rush toward convenience and processing. We lost the knowledge that food is medicine, that the parts of food we were told to throw away are actually the most healing. Your body wants to be strong. It wants to heal. It wants to build muscle and maintain itself. But it can only do that if you give it what it needs. Not fragments, not isolated compounds, but whole, complete nutrition in a form it recognizes. So let's bring this all together. Sarcopenia, this muscle wasting that robs people of their strength and independence, is not inevitable. It's largely the result of poor nutrition and inflammation. Collagen supplements promise a solution, but deliver incomplete nutrition that your body can't fully use. Bone broth, this ancient food that every traditional culture valued, provides everything your body needs to rebuild muscle, heal your gut, reduce inflammation, and restore strength. It's packed with bioavailable collagen, gelatin, amino acids like glycine and proline, vitamins, minerals, and compounds that heal your joints and digestive system. Making it is simple and affordable. Drinking it daily, combined with regular movement, can reverse muscle loss and help you maintain strength and vitality as you age. This isn't theory. This is how humans maintained their health for generations before the modern processed food industry took over. You don't need expensive supplements. You need real food. You need the wisdom that's been passed down for centuries. You need to stop throwing away the most nutritious parts of your meals and start using them the way they were meant to be used. If this changed how you think about aging and muscle health, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss the next one.